This project all started back at the very beginning of my hardcore world when I was going for the HCMC 100 challenge of getting all the in-game advancements. I needed a trident, so I built a drown farm. Then, as I survived longer and my ambitions for my island base grew, I knew I needed to do something awesome to that drown farm. And now, over 2 years later, that is finally complete. This video is dedicated to the most hardcore of the hardcore viewers I have. This is the 500 Club. The 500 Club is what I call the viewers on my Twitch channel that have more than 500 watch hours. They're seriously awesome people for dedicating so much of their time to viewing my content, and I have built an equally awesome tower for them. The build itself is a replica of Taipei 101, built inside my hardcore Minecraft world. I stream 6 nights a week, most of which in my hardcore world, which is now over 13,000 Minecraft days and has over 3,000 hours of playtime, all live on stream. Before I show you inside, I want to make sure everyone knows how truly awesome the IRL tower is. This thing held the world record for tallest building in the world when it was built nearly 20 years ago, and it uses some amazing technology to stop itself from swaying called a tuned mass damper. There's a video by Structures Explained that I found when doing my research for this project, and if you want to learn more, check it out. Okay, moving on from the IRL nerdy stuff to the blocky nerdy stuff. I never intended for this build to hit the build limit, but to cover up the drown farm, which I built at the old 116 build limit height, I had to basically hit to the new height. And even then, I had to mess with the scale a little bit to make things fit, but I think it turned out amazing. Just look at it. All right, I'm gonna back up at the hardcore world and I wanna show you the 500 Club. Let's get down to the lobby and that's where we'll start. First thing, when we get into here, we got our receptionist, the nitwit villager over here. He's got this big old area. He's ready to go, or maybe he wants out, I don't know. Oh, we also got these really cool map. So we made a map of the logo. It looks flippin' sick. And then we have over here in the lobby, like reading nook, a library-ish area. You know, it looks sick. And then we have, there's a fish tank with some cute little fishies in there. And then like every other like good, you know, hotel lobby or whatever you want to call this place, there's a bar, 500 proof. In here, it's got this cool pool table. We got seating and we have a bartender who is definitely very nice. We're gonna go with that descriptor and we're gonna back out. Oh, last thing is we have the drowned drops. So this is where like, you know, rotten flesh and copper and stuff like that comes from the drowned farm, which you'll see later. So going up, the very first room is on the first floor. We're just gonna work up sequentially and it's right here, room 110 for Miku. Miku's room is really nice looking, some deep slate with quartz, lots of pictures. Miku's doing some sort of like karate with a sword. Food cooking, nice little bed, and a view of the sugarcane farm. Next floor we're stopping on is 4. We have these rooms here. Let me start you with the first one that went in on this floor. This is Slime. So this is actually Slime's head, and these are her sister Music's head. And then when you go inside the room that doesn't really have walls, it's my heads for the floors and the ceilings. Slime's, you know, sitting here doing some dance moves. Got a pink bunk bed. And Slime actually has not only 500 hours, but has over 1,000 hours. So whenever you get 500 additional hours, you get yourself a netherite ingot. Slime didn't plan for where to put hers, so we just put it inside this barrel, but it's there, and that's what matters. Next up is her sister Music, who did the exact inverse. This one's Music's head, just like you saw, and the walls are made out of Slime's head. The rooms really go hand in hand. You could just see them. My head's still on the floor and ceiling. Music is here in the middle. She actually placed her netherite ingot in an invisible item frame on the chandelier, which is what she's looking up at there. Purple beds, barrels, basically all the same. Third room on this floor is CJ, one of my moderators who also is running a little coffee shop. And in his little coffee shop, we got, like, you know, seating to sit down, lovely shrubbery. He's got some drinks for you. And then, you know, he's back here being a coffee barista. And then in the back room, he's got, you know, just a little bedroom. He's got that work-life balance of, you know, he just works. That's about it. Next floor is number 6. We got 2 rooms on here. The most recent room we've added is NG, room 603, and his is the inside of a whale, dude. You're in the stomach of a whale right now. There's a skeleton of someone who's gotten stuck in here. It's a little grimy. It looks I think it looks great. Opposite of his room, we have Gas's room, where Gas has got some mud on the floor, got some really nice looking walls and ceiling, and a conduit in the middle. You know, getting one of those more rarer items. Love to see it. He's here reading some sort of book. You know, he's got a little bed for him. And these 2 rooms on this floor both actually have like the Colonel icon in front of it, so they don't get a window. This is what I mean by the Colonel icon, right? It's the it's right there, that big old medallion. Next floor up is floor 13, where we have Ty's room. Ty went for a haunted theme, and it looks great. He's got all sorts of, you know, deep slate and black stones and soul sands and blood on the floor. It's got raw meat and rotten flesh and skeleton heads, and he's in a cage. Yeah, you know, some gravestones over here. There's a bat infestation. It looks good. And now floor 16, we have a room right here. This is Spider's room. Spider's room is obviously a double spider spawner, bro. We could make a farm here, right? No. He's you know, he's like climbing up the wall. He's trying to. It's a really cute little room. Like you walked into like one of those little spawner dungeons. Floor 18 doesn't have any rooms on it yet, but this is where the bottom of the drowned farm comes out. So we can go in here. So in here we have the output for where the drowns are lured to. They'll fall onto soul campfires and burn to death that way. Or we have an automatic way of putting out that fire so we can kill them with looting if we need to get copper or any other stuff. Oh, look, a copper. So here in free cam, we can actually see the drowned farm. The drowned farm is originally designed by Il Mango. He has got a tutorial on how to like space it out and stuff. And this is the outline of a river biome that is down on the ground, where, you know, they spawn up in the drowned farm, eventually fall down because of flowing water, and then get attracted to a turtle egg and fall to the kill chamber. So this is gonna make some really cool shaped rooms up above us. So what we had to do on floor 18 was actually then take the additional floors up, split them into a south wing and a north wing. We're gonna go up the north side first. First rooms are on 19. This is floor 19N basically. So 1904N is They Ray's room. Very mossy, very lush. Actually, this is the first time I've seen it since we planted all of the glowberries. We just put them on the ceiling and let them grow down on their own, and it really filled in the space. I like it. They Ray has their player over here, hiding behind one of these glowberry vines that grew right in front of their face. But yeah, it's really nice looking. The green bed, it all fits into the vibe. Also, when we get into the floors around the drowned farm is just built out of tinted glass now, and it is part of the walls. So they get to really design and fit into some weird nooks and crannies. I'm sure these rooms are gonna go quick. Up next is floor 22N, where we have TMG. TMG, he's got a custom room that he built block for block. He got the dimensions of the room and gave me a Lightmatica schematica to build this exactly how he wanted. And that definitely didn't make it very difficult, because I had to go get like singular tons of billions of items and place them in the exact spots. But he's got his netherite ingot displayed like in this nice mantle with a glow frame. It looks good. Up to floor 24N, where we have 2 rooms, the first of which is Shilly Monster. And we go in here where we got the big England flag with a room of void. And a big old couch watching TV. I assume this is my stream up on the screen right here. He's got some golden hose, a nice big old framed bed. He's got one of these music discs, and he's actually got 2 netherite ingots on display. Right across the hall is Arrow Lane with 2404N. Very similar vibes coming out of these 2 palettes, but instead of a black void, it is a white void in here with white concrete. There's a big old obelisk of crying obsidian, with Arrow Lane choosing to use his netherite to actually make armor. That is an option, to use your ingots in armor. Or if you get enough to make a block, whatever. He's got some of the default Minecraft skin heads here. He's got, you know, a chanting and brewing station with some piglins. This place looks sweet. And the last floor on the north side is floor 25. The ceiling is actually the roof, so that's gotta be this dedicated block here. And Lucky Bear has got a giant lucky barrel. So this is actually like the side texture of my barrel for the storage room. Right? We took the same kind of vibe. So in here, if you look, it continues the barrel, but he's obviously got some of this tinted glass around the drown farm. And he's got 3 netherite ingots on display. And another massive thing he's got is he's redeemed a map art. That's 1,000,000 channel points on Twitch to get me to build a map art of your choosing. And he chose to get the pink slime planet that I used from my background graphics for my latest streamathon this summer. But the big feature is this giant bear, dude. It takes up like 2/3 of the room, and you know, he's got his little bear head looking at the big bear. It's cute. So over to the south side, because we got a couple rooms over here. Stopping on floor 19S, where we have Tinsley. Tinsley's room is gorgeous. This is based on what her base looks like, and she sent me some reference pictures. It looks great, and this looks very similar to her style for the build that we put in here for her, and it is amazing. Honestly, a little jealous of how cozy it feels. Now to 22S, we have 2 rooms. First was Gryson, where he was actually the first person to place their room in, and Gryson has 3 netherite ingots on display in the window right when you walk in. Got this lovely bedside with some wonderful banners and some mob heads. It looks great. Also, what do you think of the slime-faced chiseled quartz? This is part of the Colonal pack. Link will be in the bio if you want to get it. And just across the hall is Abjuranex's room, where he's got a very similar vibe for the exterior, but inside, it's very different. He's got these big curtains of vines hanging down, but the main feature is his saunas. So here we got a little steam room. You can come sit down and have a little steam. Over here, it's like I'd imagine this is like a jacuzzi or a hot tub to sit in. And then in the third section, you know, this one's got steam and a little hot tub. It's also open to the rest of the room with a little place to sit down after you're done in there, cool off. But behind these dividing vines, he's got a little lectern, and he's got his bed area where he's got a full set of netherite armor. So that's 4 ingots were used to make that. He's got his own custom banner design for this too that he wanted. There's his player head. You know, the place looks good. And then he's got a little reading nook, enchanting nook, whatever you want to call this place is too. The last thing to show you is the top. So in real life, there's a viewing platform up here, and that's exactly what we got. So you can just go admire the whole world, basically. We got some wonderful little lanterns, you know, nothing too special. And then we have the gift shop. You know, if you're gonna be, this is the tourist attraction. This is what you gotta have gift shops for people to get some books, some magazines, or some souvenirs, you know. And then we have access up to the tuned mass damper. So it's real big in here, you know, it's held in by straps, it's got all sorts of hydraulics and stuff, just like real life. It's up in the very, very top section here, and I think, you know, it really tops it off. Yeah, I just love how this turned out. So all those rooms that everyone has now has had their watch time tracked by Colonel Bot in the Twitch chat since they first joined the chat. This is an ongoing project, and we need to fill all the rooms eventually. You can type !watch time in the Twitch chat to see your progress. Once you reach 500 hours, a moderator will get you the 500 Club role in Discord, where you'll get access to the guidelines on what's allowed and expected in your room, and the ability to make a post detailing how you want it to look. As you saw, we have some very detailed and some very wacky rooms built already, and we have a ton of room to expand. I hope to have a bunch more to include in the next world tour I post. Let me know what you think in the comments of the build and the rooms, and put down what you'd put in your room when you unlock it. Yeah, I said when you unlock it, not if. You're gonna go follow on Twitch, right? But before you leave YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe here too. And I want to thank all the monthly subscribers who play a huge role in allowing me to dedicate so much of my time playing the games I love. I'll see you in the next month video. Peace out.